Podcast. This is going to be a bit of a strange episode today because I know nothing about basketball. I really don't. I've never watched a basketball game in my life. I never really followed it. But whenever something happens involving our PHL, I feel the need to have to cover it, especially when it concerns our two-time World Cup champion, Minnesota France, which of course is now how they need to be referred to as, because obviously, we are now officially dethroned. And then every time we win another one, I can then add the number. So, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and all that, so forth. Okay? As Montreal fans are going to discover, once a World Cup champ, always a World Cup champ, okay? So you have to always play stuff as to it, even if you currently aren't the defending holders. Anyway, okay, so this was back in the beginning of March. This was literally like a few days before the Purple Trio were due to fly out to Minneapolis for the very first time. So, I will put this video in the episode description so you guys can see it up yourselves. But at the beginning of March, the Minnesota Timberwolves of the NBA. Can I just say, I absolutely love their logo. So when I watched the video, I had a look at their branding. I thought, wow, I absolutely loved it. I'm just going to get it on my phone for me to have a look at, because I really do love this design. Initially I thought I was going to trip up the name, but no, I got it correct. So, yep, so. Wars is not a name for any had in hockey, has it? And I don't think it would work well with our upcoming expansion teams, so. Yeah, but anyway, right. Right, I don't know if you can see that quite clearly. I honestly, I really love that logo. I would happily wear that logo on a jersey. That looks absolutely gorgeous. Love that design. Yeah, so the Minnesota Timberwolves, on their YouTube channel, so it's back in March, they posted a video of Taylor Heise, basically attending the game. Because I think what the Timberwolves were trying to do was honour the fact that that obviously Team USA at the Olympics just recently won the gold medal. Which is a really nice gesture to do. You know, I mean, I think we need to see all sports leagues collaborate. So even if there's Olympics going on and you're not a Winter Olympic sport, you should still honour their accolades, even though it's not really your sport. So I thought it was a really good thing. Yeah. So we basically on the video you basically see Taylor Heise attending a Timberwolves game, and I love the way the video was done. You know, it's one of those, you know, those behind the scenes videos where you get like various little clips of a montage and all that. And I really quite liked it. We got to see how her experience was, you know, watching the game. Clearly, there's a lot of hockey fans there because a lot of them did obviously recognise it. So that is yeah. And then obviously she did then go out on what I think do you guys call it centre court? So obviously we in hockey call it centre ice. So I think what she then got to do was at some point during the game she got invited to go out onto what I believe is called centre court. Like I say, I know nothing about basketball. And they basically honoured her Olympic medal success. So I thought it was a really nice thing to do. Especially it showed that not all men are arseholes when it comes to their opinions on women's hockey. Because obviously at the time that distasteful joke was still in the back of all our minds. So the fact that you have a men's sports league basically welcoming in a superstar for the women's game in their barn just shows good spirit, and it just shows that not all men are basically arseholes. But yeah, so that was a really nice thing to do. So obviously, in the first few days after the PHL, well, the first few weeks actually after the PHL got back up and running, they at the games were making a very big deal to celebrate the Olympians. I remember when I was there in Minneapolis, so for my first game on March 13th, and the Olympics were only a few weeks behind us, but they still made a big deal to start the game to celebrate the Olympians from Switzerland, Canada, and USA. It's kind of like a little shout out. And they also then did it again when I was at the Takeover Tour game in Denver. So basically did it for all 3 games of the trip, which was quite a nice thing. But it kind of felt, wouldn't that have been better for like the first week back? So everyone's first home game back. Which actually for us it was, because obviously, we started the first few days back for the Olympics on the road. We had 2 games on the road, and then 13th was our first home game back since Milano-Cortina. So technically that was our first home game, but I think maybe after that it should have been, no, we don't need to do that again. You don't need to do that again. But no, but it's really good that we got to see the Olympics, the achievements being really big deal of that. So yeah, so basically Heise visited a Minnesota Timberwolves game where she was featured mic'd up on the court, and her visit and celebration of her Olympic gold medal was captured in official content shared by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it was a really nice special moment. Yeah, so it's basically one of those mic'd up segments which normally you get from players during the game. So in every game there'll be at least one player who gets literally mic'd up, and the team may then release that footage on their social media channels. I've never really checked these out because I always thought they're a bit sort of silly, really. Do we want to know what the players are saying when they're on the ice? Not really. But yeah, but it was great, to have that as a little feature, and a great gesture from the Timberwolves. They recognise good game. They clearly recognise good game when they see it. So I'm really pleased about that. So yeah, it was a lovely thing to have, and I would love to see more of these, not just from other sports teams in Minnesota, but I'd love to see it across the continent. So if there are other sports teams in markets where you have got the PHL, try and do these kind of things. Try and do some collaborations, because we need to try and find ways to grow our league, the Westball League, more than ever. Okay, so if we can every now and then, if we can partner up with, say, like maybe the NBA or the WNBA or what's the women's soccer? Was it NWLS or the AFL? Or dare I say the AHL? You know the one league I'm not gonna say. You know the one league I'm not gonna say. Even if cross players have been to the Twins, you're not gonna catch me say that league. No. Okay, but I think we need to work with other sports and do some other collaborations. So like have these every now and then and put them on the socials, and then more people see it, and more people go, "Oh, what's this all about?" And then they'll want to check out our league even more, because the PHL is the most accessible sports league in the whole world. Period. So if we can find ways to grow the awareness even of our league even further, then that could be really good. And I think this is a good example, because for someone like me who has never watched basketball, not interested in it, but because it was involving not just my league, but it was also involving one of my favorite players from my own team, that's when my eyes pricked up, saved it to my watch later, and got round to watching it eventually. And I was like, wow, okay, wow. It's a really short video. It's about, what, 4-5 minutes long, but a lot was catching that, and I felt you got a real good sense of the absolute what it's like being at a Timberwolves game. So yeah, so I think we need to see more modes like this, because if, like me, you're not involved in that said sport, but your eyes will prick up, you hear somebody from your league that's been involved with it, and that'll make you want to then go, ooh, yeah, because I feel like any publicity we get, it would be just brilliant. Okay, so I want to see more stuff like that, not just from Minnesota, but also from the other markets that have got PHL teams in their backyard. If you've got a PHL team in your backyard, you know there's other teams in the city, then you need to try work on doing these like collaborations. Because if I have a look at the clip again, I want to see, was it posted on both teams' channels, or was it just the Timberwolves? I'm just gonna have a quick look at it again, just so it can be spare me 2 seconds. I'll just do that. Yeah, it was done as a collaboration, so both teams will post it on their respective YouTube channels. So that's how I found about it, because obviously it was a collaboration with both the Frost and the Timberwolves. It got posted on the Frost channel, and that's how I found it. It's only about 4.5 minutes long, so it's not that long. So you just need a quick fix. You can go and check that out. But yeah, so I honestly I would love to see more of these kind of things in the future, not just from Minnesota, but from the other 11 markets now. Because remember, guys, there's now 12 teams in the PHL. There are now 12 markets that have the PHL in their area, and it doesn't have to be sports teams. You could there are other things you could do, like maybe some cultural events, like maybe get, So just we just need to find more ways to just get the word out there, spread the word of what is our great league, because we know it is, and the more we done better. And yeah, so that was yeah. So even though I have no interest in basketball, I was interested in this video because obviously it involved the PHL. So any content about the PHL, I'm obviously going to take a look at it and then see if I will come on the podcast and talk about it. Which I did. So that's really, really good. Yeah. So I was really impressed. So yeah. And I felt it was really, really briefly shot. You really got to see what it's like a day at a Timberwolves game. So maybe do that. Maybe to get some other sports players and kind of have them see what it's like experiencing the day at the PHL. Maybe do that. Yeah, obviously thank you to the Wolves for that. So it's only for Harmon's one, so I'll try and include the link to that video in the episode description, so you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. Yeah, just such an amazing. Really great to see that that our achievements being celebrated. Because obviously this would have been not long after the Olympics had happened. So obviously busy time. try to get the league back up and running, because literally, guys, we got back up and running literally 4 days after the closing ceremony. So the closing ceremony happened on the Sunday, and then we got back up and running on the Thursday. It was literally Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was literally so much PHL action. I kid you not. We in Minnesota, we didn't get back up and running until the Sunday when we were in Montreal, which probably was not the ideal place to have our first game back from the Olympics, given who was on our team at the time. It's so bizarre, because Birka Lemmy, she didn't get booed at all in Milano. Not once. So we were all kind of, we were kind of like disoriented about that, because we knew our first game back was going to be Montreal, and we know they hate her fucking guts. So it was a lot trying to get back to used to having to have people boo your players, like relentlessly just boo them. But it was like, oh god. But yeah. It was just crazy. Yeah. So it was a very busy first few days back after the Olympics. So the fact she managed to get time to go and do this was absolutely that is extraordinary. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, so glad to see that our women's hockey team got that we're getting their flowers from various other sports organisations. Really good. And we'll probably see this more in the future now, because obviously there's more Olympics we're going to have during the PHL's lifetime. It's going to be just incredible. More people are going to be aware about it. Yeah, but I feel that clip is that video is a classic example of how you get people's attention who aren't normally familiar with your sport. Okay, I have never been involved with basketball. Okay, at all. Okay, never been involved with basketball at all. So if you were to show me like a 4.5 minute video on basketball, I probably would not be interested. But because it was a 4.5 minute video that included the PHL, my league, and not just that, my favourite player from my team was featured in it, then, okay, now you've got my attention, I'm going to watch that, and I'm going to share it, and tell people about it, and that might draw more attention to it, okay? So that is a brilliant way to get people who aren't interested in your sport interested. And I think we need to take lessons from that in the PHL in trying to get, more people aware of who we are and what we do. Okay, but I thought that was a good example of how we can go about doing that. Okay, so once again, thank you to the Timberwolves for having her and for honouring her achievement in Milano-Cortina, because she did play a huge assist on that golden goal by Megan Keller. So that's really good. I just want to see more of these in the future. Okay, so there you go. So like I said, I will put the link to that video in the description so you guys can go and check it out for yourselves. Hopefully we'll have more of these in the future. So I'm going to leave it there today. So thank you so much for joining us always, guys. And until next time, take care. Don't forget to call the